Hey everyone, welcome. It's the week of June 18th. We got Gryphon Games and Comics, our comic book picks. A lot of cool stuff coming out this week. Before we get started though, I want to personally thank everyone who stopped by and said hi to us at our booth at Denver Comic Con. It was an awesome time. Yeah, so thanks. Alright guys, let's start out with DC. DC is continuing its awesome run of the bombshell variants this week. This week we have 5 variants to choose from across different titles. I was especially impressed with the Harley Quinn and the Wonder Woman. Really cool, really cool. Here, we'll show up some pictures of them here. Okay, Marvel fans, as you know, Original Sin is continuing. It's actually continuing this week with Original Sin number 4. And the storyline will also continue with Avengers number 31 and Nova number 18. So we have 3 Original Sin tie-ins this week for you. I especially want to talk about another book that Marvel's putting out this week, Thunderbolts, issue number 27. It's the start of a new story arc. This is a great read for anyone who is interested in Deadpool, Red Hulk, Punisher, any of these anti-heroes. They all have the same team called the Thunderbolts, and so far it's been really well done. We've really enjoyed it here at the store. And this new story arc that they're starting up looks like it's going to be pretty epic. Looks like it's going to be Punisher versus his old team there. And I would not want to be on the Punisher's bad side. That's just bad news all around. Deadpool might be able to handle it, though. All right, we got a couple of independents that are coming out this week. Want to talk about Winter World, written by Chuck Dixon, brought to us by IDW. This is a really cool post-apocalyptic setup, it looks like. Like a new ice age. People can literally walk across what used to be the Caribbean. That kind of stuff. So really cool kind of a setup. A lot of things you'd expect with the post-apocalyptic world as far as roving gangs of crazy people. And just a really strong survival story. But like I said, set in like this Ice Age setting. So a little unique to what we've seen before in books. Dark Horse is coming out with 2 new series today. They're going to be mini-series. One is called Sir Edward Grey, Witchfinder. It's going to be a 5-issue series. The other is called Eye of Newt. It's going to be a 4-issue series. Both of these deal with the supernatural, which is pretty cool. The Sir Edward Grey Witchfinder really reminded me of like a Edgar Allan Poe meets Constantine kind of a setup. Pretty neat. Eye of Newt, way more fantasy based. It's really cool. All the art and story and everything is done by Michael Hogg. And it's very, I don't want to say Tolkien, but the art in it's very medieval style, very interesting layout. We'll show you a couple of pictures here so you understand what I'm talking about, but really interesting stuff. And the last new series that I want to talk about is brought to us by Boom Studios. It's called Thomas Alsop, number 1. It's going to be 8-issue series. This is also a little bit Constantine-ish, I'd say. A man who has some magical powers. But it's interesting because, like, right in the middle of the book, he starts talking with his great-great-great-grandfather, who had the same powers, through a dream. So you're experiencing this story the same time as the great-great-great-grandfather and the current modern-day Thomas Alsop. So that cool kind of time travel supernatural element in there as well. Oh my gosh, guys, it was a big week for trades. We got a lot of trades that came out, so much that I don't have enough time to talk about them, so I'm only going to mention some of the highlights. As far as Marvel's concerned, The Last Superior Spider-Man, Book 6, Goblin Nation. So if you've been wanting to catch up on Superior Spider-Man, the series is complete and out in trade paperback. That's awesome. It was a great series, great run. DC, finally, they're getting their Before Watchmen series out in trade paperback. Previously, we could only get them in hardcovers, but now they're at a better price point. We got a couple that came out this week. The one I want to highlight especially is the backstories of the Comedian and Rorschach. 2 of my favorite Watchmen characters, so I'm excited to read this. Image is bringing out a great trade paperback, Velvet, number 1. This is written by Ed Brubaker. It's a really awesome spy story. It's the main hero here is Velvet Templeton, and she was like a top-notch spy in the 70s and whatnot. And this story is actually taking place more modern day times, where she has to like brush off her old skills and find out who's trying to set her up. It's really awesome read. Brewbreaker does spy novels better than just about everyone else out there in the industry. So if you like that Bond kind of awesomeness, you don't need superpowers, you just want someone who's clever and badass, highly recommend Velvet. It's a really good read. Master author J. Michael Straczynski and Dynamite bring us The Twilight Zone, the first volume. This has been a really good run, and it's different than what I thought it was going to be. I thought each issue would be kind of a one-shot story, but that's not the case. This whole story arc, which is an awesome one, about, we'll do like life swapping. We'll say that it's about. I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, it's all complete here in the first trade. Very impressive. If any of you were a fan of the old Twilight Zone series and you want these really cool sci-fi stories that have conclusions but make you think, highly recommend Twilight Zone. Straczynski just knocks it out of the park. Alright everybody, that's about all the time I have today. There's more I wish I could talk about. Again, thanks to everyone who stopped by our Denver Comic-Con booth. It was so much fun. I'd like to encourage you all to please share, like, subscribe. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this with friends. Again, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it.